Hello, everybody. EJ here on Earthing Unfiltered. Today is actually Finals Day. NBA Finals starts today, Game 1. I'm actually, if you hear the background, I'm actually driving to pick up my kids from school. But today is the first game of the Finals. I'm really excited about the series, especially because, number one, I love the fact that for the first time in 8 years, there's no LeBron. And I'm not saying that as a guy who does not like LeBron, because I do actually love LeBron James. But I have been saying, of course, the entire playoffs that, you know, it's not a bad thing that LeBron James is not involved in these playoffs and in these finals. I think it's kind of cool to kind of embrace something different, something new. I've been saying that, you know, folks might miss the drama around LeBron, and I think some of that, some degree, from people like myself who do this, you know, creating content and creating, you know, just going on information and being able to talk about those things. You know, certainly there's something to be said about that. But I was excited coming to the playoffs for the fact that the new blood, the Eastern Conference, have new teams. You know, the Bucks and all that, and you know, the Sixers, and of course the Raptors. Finally have a chance now that LeBron's gone, Kawhi's there, having a chance to go over the hump, and they did that. And it's a really cool story to see the Raptors now in the spot for the first time. And not only that, and in the series against Golden State, who's now in their fifth straight finals, trying to win their fourth championship in 5 years. The difference in the series now, compared to the last 4 years of Cavs Warriors, is the fact that Toronto will have home court advantage this time around. So there is a dynamic shift also too, not just in the teams that are playing, at least one of the teams that are playing in this finals. Overall, there's a dynamic shift in how these finals, at least right now from the onset, are going to be presented. Now, certainly, again, Toronto has their task here is going to be really tough, because Golden State is a dynasty, a dynastic team, and if they win this finals, you can probably say the biggest dynasty probably since the Celtics of the 60s, when you consider how many titles they've won and the amount of times they've done it. 4 and 5 years is, that's just not normal anymore. Jordan certainly won 6 in the 8 year span, and that would probably be the only thing only one I can probably compare it to really in recent memory. But 4 and 5 years, it's pretty sick, especially with free agency and the movement of player power in the NBA today, and Golden State being able to maintain that. Now, granted, they've been part of the reasons why it's been hard to beat them, because they have arguably the best player in basketball in Kevin Durant. But what's impressive right now about the Warriors, especially in this moment, is Kevin Durant is not playing. He's not playing Game 1. Steve Kerr already said today that it's highly unlikely he'll miss Game 2. Highly likely he'll miss Game 2, rather. So you look at that. You look at all this. This will be a fair fight to some degree. I'm not saying that, Kevin. Let me rephrase that. The Golden State Warriors are Kevin Durant are virtually unbeatable. You can say Houston took 7 games last year and they won that. But I still think that team's unbeatable with Kevin Durant. This series, without Durant, and seeing this team play without Durant the last five and a quarter games, and win every game since then. It's pretty impressive. Not because they're doing it without Kevin Durant, but because of the fact they're doing it on the fly like this. But I also will contend that both teams in the Eastern Conference Finals this year, Milwaukee and Toronto, are better than would have beaten Portland pretty handily. Maybe not a sweep necessarily, but definitely in 5 games or maybe even 6 games. So the level of competition between the East and the West, at least on top, at least at the end of the conference championships, it's a bit different. So prediction here in this series, what I was saying coming to it anyway, is that assuming Kevin Durant misses the entire series, I can see the Warriors still winning this series in 6 games. With Durant in the lineup, I can see the Warriors winning it in 5 games. I think this Golden State team right now this year has something to prove. I think they feel like they have something to prove. I think playing without Durant, especially with the rumors about him possibly leaving at the end of the year, going to New York maybe, or maybe going to the Clippers, or who knows. I think it's letting the fire under the entire roster that, hey, we don't need you. Look at Draymond Green. Draymond Green was arguably the MVP the last series against Portland. So, I'm kind of rooting for Toronto to win this series, although Drake and his attitude the last the way he's been acting in the last series makes it hard to root for the guy. But I don't know. I love Kawhi, and I think the city of Toronto, great fan base, loyal, and they're here, and it's new, and it's fun. I don't think. Look, Golden State wins this series. It's great to see a dynasty. Great to see that they do it without Durant, especially too. I assume Durant just played the series, but hey, fresh blood. I'm okay with that. So, but I'm taking Golden State in 6 games, assuming Durant does not play the series, which is very high likely, to be honest with you. So there he goes, Warriors in 6.